What is up, friends? Welcome back to the Devy Dose. Man, doesn't that intro just make you want to run through a wall?
Every time.
A lot of fun, man. So no Kyle tonight, guys, but we have some awesome content. We're doing a live rookie mock, which, maybe it's chaos. It's going to be fun either way. As per usual, I'm your host, Eric at EK Baller, and we have two super special guests on tonight. I am pumped to have my friends at Smoky Hell NFL and at Big Z, or just Bigs. How do you like to say
Biggs. Chalk said Biggs, so that's what I roll with. I'm at Big Boned FFB on Twitter, but I got to go with Chalk's nickname that he gave me. So
nice. Look, you guys got anything you're working on right now? You want to plug any content? Well, you got a couple eyeballs.
Go for it.
No, I got nothing. I haven't done a video or anything in like 4 months. I just, I should say my wife just birthed our second boy 4 months ago, so I've been ghost town for the moment. So this is my reintroduction to the world.
Congrats.
Nice, brother.
I hardly did a thing. It was mostly her.
Yeah, but you had fun doing whatever you did. Anybody who's already an Undroppable subscriber, you probably have seen the Uncovered series that has come out. We put together a team-specific content for every team in the NFL. We're that launched, and we're getting team after team coming on board. I have the Raiders, and so look for on the Undroppables, the Uncovered show, Raiders Unrivaled. I go live every Thursday at 8:00 Pacific time, and then doing drop-ins and shorts and stuff like that when news happens, and all that's being put together by FF Canuck 99, who's my partner at the Dynasty Pulse podcast on Fantasy Football Plus Network. So FF Plus Network, go find that on YouTube, and then Twitter, Big Boned FFB. Find all of the stuff, and of course, read the Undroppables every day.
Yeah. Love it. Love the Undroppables. Make sure you're following this show. Subscribe. Give us a like. Leave us a review. We're like hurting for reviews. You guys that are my friends, just leave me some reviews. We would appreciate it. And I think with no further ado, let's kick the draft off with Mr. Professor Fox at the 101. Professor, what you got for us, man? Yeah. Not rocket
Caleb
science
Williams,
there.
really?
Oh my God. Hey, Matt K80, hope you're not AFK. I feel like he might be. There's no little green thing, so we might be.
How could you miss the most important decision of your life? What better thing could you be doing? Honestly.
Well, if he doesn't pick, I'll pick for him, but we'll give him a little notification.
You are on the clock, sir.
On the clock. So what are you guys doing at 102, guys? I mean, are you picking Marvin? You picking Neighbors?
Yeah, Marvin or Caleb.
Yeah, Marvin and not looking back, unless the unforeseen happens and they go Marvin.
So,
then
what if Daniels lands somewhere great and has some good hype? Would you consider him there, or are you just fixed on the wide receivers?
Depends on where he
Daniels.
lands.
Boom.
Daniels.
That made gave me a quick decision.
Okay.
Nice.
That made that easy.
Matt K, I respect the move, my friend.
Wow.
Big balls.
Was he listening?
Dude, I don't know. He's present in the room.
You could just ask Mark. I don't know if he's listening or not, but he'll know exactly who I'm going for here, because in our one Devy league that we're in, I sold the absolute farm for this Devy pick, and he knew exactly what I was going for then.
Hours.
He should know who I'm going for now. Yes, as a known Kyle Pitts truther, we all know how big old tight ends get me going. But yeah, of course I'm going Bowers here. Come on now.
You get up for the big boys.
Big old tight ends get you going. I actually have served pizza to Brock Bowers. His high school was kind of catty corner across the street from a pizza place that I ran in Napa, and cooked 250 pizzas for the football squad and the cheerleaders and all the fans and everything a couple times. So he's awesome. Eating my pizza. I'm probably the reason that he got a scholarship to Georgia, because of the pizza that he ate.
Probably. It's the way you sprinkled the cheese just gave him superpowers.
Absolutely.
100%.
Drake May 106. No surprise there. Kind of surprising maybe that he made it that far, but I think you guys. I like the wide receivers over the quarterbacks for me too. At this point, anyways, without landing spots, you guys would do the same things that Neighbors, Bowers.
I'm trying something new this year. I'm trying to go for ADP values instead of guys that I like. And Drake May and Marvin Harrison both were ADP values here. So I don't hate them. I mean, I probably would have gone Harrison anyway. But I think I would go Malik over Jaden Daniels if I was not worried about ADP. And of course, Brock as soon as possible.
Yes.
Yeah, I love Brock. I look Rome at 107. I think that's an ADP value, but he's also just. I might have taken him over May. I might have taken him over Jalen. I don't know. Those are decisions for me, but I think I would have taken Bowers first if he was there. Somehow, if McCarthy went earlier. Nerd boy, JJ McCarthy, not a shocker there. You guys like McCarthy, right? Both of you. I think we talked about this a little bit.
I do,
like
depending
McCarthy
on
a lot.
landing spot.
Yeah. Would you rather see him sit for a year, or would you rather see him get a gig right away?
Ideally, sit for a year and just be there in case. Like I mentioned in the pre-show there, Seattle is my fit. I would love to see him there. Be Gino's backup for a year, get up to speed, and watch him just dice that offense up with the pieces that they've assembled there.
Yeah.
I am old and I'm a carry the clipboard stan, and so that's what I think everybody should do. But I think if either May or McCarthy step into a starting position right away, I think they're going to be okay.
Oh yeah,
As long as it's not in Carolina.
Right. God, that is a disaster for anyone. Did you guys like Young coming in, or less
No.
so?
Just because of his size. I stayed away from him in Dynasty, and in startups especially, I took a lot of CJ Stroud and Desmond Ritter. So one of those worked out.
yep,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, I didn't care about the size, but what he's showing is that he, at least in that offense, he wasn't processing well. He wasn't finding open guys, but there wasn't guys to be open either. I mean, when they give you Mingo as your wide receiver one, you're in deep shit. Matt K, what you say, bro? Lad,
Keeping us on our toes, laddie.
respect the move. I respect the move, brother.
That was mine. I just got sniped.
Is it me, or does it feel like chaos from this point on? Like you can pretty much do whatever you want now.
Yeah, yes or no. There's some decent pieces left pre NFL draft just based on talent. I'm not going to talk too much about them because I am coming up in 2 picks.
You want to snipe them, fool? Yeah.
See, I almost got away from my draft strategy right away. I can't do that.
What's the value? What's the ADP value?
Turn it over a new leaf. And I hate this guy.
Oh, he's taking Keon.
Yeah. I don't know.
Nailed it.
Everything in my model says Keon's probably not going to work. I don't know. I like this film, like, originally when he's starting to break out. Just dude does not separate at all. He only wins at the catch point. You want it, Brooks? Yeah.
I also got sniped. Yeah, just he's got the size. He's got everything. I'm not worried about the
Pass
ACL.
catching ability. Yeah.
What I am worried about is getting sniped. Okay. Damn.
It's how you know you're alive.
Yeah, it's absolutely true. It is absolutely true. Okay. Geez, now this is a conundrum. I'm not too huge on Corum, depending on the landing spot. Braylon Allen, yeah, it's between. Yeah, I'm going Allen. There's not too many running backs that excite me in this, and he's one of them.
He is my number one, and I'm sticking to it.
Yeah.
See how the draft capital works out. It seems like the NFL is lower on him than the Devy types were coming into this. And I'll say in my model, he's like 7th. But I don't know.
I just have a bone to pick with Travion Henderson. That's all. I mean, think about it. If he came out and did well at the combine, he's the RB1 in this class.
Oh,
He didn't
easily.
have to go back to school and split a backfield. He made a big mistake, I think, but not money
Uh,
wise. But
No.
yeah, I hear you. God. Oh, what are you doing, Eric? Failing to operate the computer correctly. What do you guys think about Baker? Do you like Baker?
There's
he is. Go ahead.
no, I was just saying there's others in this tier for me that I'm more interested in,
I've
which is
probably
why I
done.
was fine on passing on wide receiver right now.
I've probably done the least amount of work on Javon Baker out of just about anybody in the top 15.
His film's a little tougher to find. But yeah, I mean, he's not. I don't know. I don't like late breakouts, but the film's pretty good. And he's gonna go round 3. So happy about that. I don't know. I just wasn't enamored with my choices of running back. Jatavian, I like. I don't like Devontae Walker. I don't love Corley. I like him. Polk, I haven't done a lot of work on yet. Leget's like 30 years old. Just broke out. I don't know. There's a couple other guys I like that are like deeper, but I didn't feel like it was time to take them.
What better time than now? What do we have in the future? As Kyle Shanahan would say, I don't know who's going to be around next Sunday.
True.
I'm surprised that Bucky
Good reason.
Irving didn't fall farther than this.
I thought he would too. Honestly, I kind of had him pegged as a round 3 guy at this point. I love Bucky still. I don't really give a shit about the combine, to be honest. But it's real slow for being real small. It's a problem, Jalen Wright's a good pick
I like
there.
Wright.
He's buried in ADP. Is that baby Smokey?
Yeah.
He is displeased right now. What you got, Fox? So, how do you guys feel about Irving, Wright, and Lloyd? Is that kind of your running back order at this point, or is that divergent for you?
I would switch
After that,
Irving and Wright.
after that combine, Bucky Irving became a do not draft for me,
Yeah.
and I just don't see any path to fantasy success for him at all. He'll have a role in the. I mean, Amir Abdullah just signed another contract, so that like Bucky should do something, but I don't want to have a part of him. Maybe in best ball.
Did the combine help Lloyd for you?
That it was kind of neutral because he didn't jump and he didn't fall, so guys fell past him, but he seemed okay.
All right, see if you can see this one coming.
Pearsall. Yeah, I like Pearsall a lot, man. Me and Kyle were on him like early last year, and Kyle was on him from the season before, honestly.
Go Gators.
He's steamed up.
He's just an awesome route runner. I own him in like half my Campus Decanted leagues because he was free. And, obviously a guy that had some NFL potential. I didn't think he was going to be that fast. I think you had a day 2 guy for sure on your hands at this point. Do you like Pearsall better than Leggett?
Yes.
Yes.
I have a feeling I'm going to be ahead of consensus on Pearsall.
Yeah.
I mean, again, he's getting steamed up, so I think by the time rookie drafts start coming around, his ADP will be a little bit higher.
Yeah. And I like his film, but I come from data first, and he's like late breakout, never really, I don't know, what was his best season, like 900 yards or something? So it's a little bit of a tough sell for me just in terms of like hit rate and data and stuff. Like he's like that tier of wide receivers is probably like a 20% hit rate if you're lucky. But
JJ Watt hates you.
I am the nerd. Yes, I get it. JJ. I'm sorry, buddy.
I mean, I was an early adopter of Saber on the baseball side of things, so I've been data driven for a long time. A mix of less film work and more data and gut feeling.
And me and Minshew are wide receiver stands here, apparently.
It's a draft to
Yes,
do it.
indeed. Yeah, no kidding.
I thought I'd get
Worthy,
Shipley back.
Roman,
Casey,
and
damn
Tez
you.
Walker. Yeah, I don't hate.
Yeah,
I don't hate my boy Mark's picks there. All 3 rounds.
yeah, yeah. No, Worthy, I'm high on. I think that's higher than consensus on him, but I would have taken Thomas before Worthy, but Worthy would have
Yeah.
been my pick after that. And
What
I
if
like
Worthy?
Franklin a lot too.
What if
Honestly.
Worthy goes to the Chiefs?
Oh yeah, dude. He's gonna be like probably bumping Rome at that point, for Christ's sake.
Yeah.
That's a little bit early for Rice.
Yeah, his name is getting him through.
Yeah.
It'll give him a job right away, and he does fit the profile for somebody who's at
Gonna
least
make
going
a
to hit
team. He'll
600
play.
yards as a rookie. I had him in Devy last year, and he wasn't the wide receiver one, but he sure helped me out.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, he might have been the best wide receiver on that team, and he wasn't supposed to be coming in. Dorian Singer dead, dead. Transferred down to another school at this point. Audric Estime with the huge fall here.
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
I'm here for it.
kind of.
I love him.
I like the kid.
So there's a metric of things that portend top 12 success in fantasy football, and the least of which is 40 time for running backs. And so he fits the age, he fits the size, he fits all that stuff. And getting him as a 4th rounder, I will. That's incredible.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. I think he's just a good player. You got to be a little worried about his upside, I think, at that point, just because not going to be a big play guy, probably going to be a grinder, probably not a huge passing game weapon, but he can play all 3 downs. So I'm not out. I just don't think he's like an RB1, but hell, man, the 4th round, if you get a guy that's like a committee back and can stumble his way into workhorse usage because of injuries,
Yeah.
you're winning the game there.
All right, well, let's just follow the pattern here. I'm taking my size guy.
Yay!
Yeah. He had a great combine. Talk about a riser there.
Yeah.
And 2 people I like a lot here, but let's stay with the wide receivers. I think Thrash is legit. He's a day 2 wide receiver in the 4th round. Give me that. He's good too, man. You watch his film, he can run. He can run routes.
Yep.
Johnny Wilson reminds me of Oronde Gadsden Jr.
Yeah. In a good way or a bad way?
Neither. They're both just like super big and skinny.
Yeah. I mean,
Tweeners.
Wilson played boundary mostly at Florida State, at least, whereas Gadsden was really running like a power slot. But yeah, both are really good, man, for sure. I gotta say, I'm shocked. No one's taken Michael Pratt. No one's taken Ray Davis in the last 4 picks. Any guys that the 2 of you, think should be gone that are still there?
Davis especially. Davis is one of those he's been up and down throughout the last month and a half.
He's a good running back. He's just old.
That was the name I was about to say there, Jaheim Bell.
Oh yeah, Bell's good too, man.
Yeah.
And I love Mark's pick with Malik Washington. Malik Washington's data is great, except the fact that he's old and too small. But nice.
Who among us?
I feel that, brother. Yeah, never gonna be a lineman. I tell you that. Wow.
I like Luke McCaffrey a lot.
Yeah. I mean, he's best point per game of any CFF wide receiver last year.
And he had a better combine than his brother.
Yeah.
Who's his brother again?
I think he goes by RB1.
Good stuff.
Right.
Wow. Lots of fun. Yeah, I mean, Luke is a day 3 guy, but look, he's played wide receiver for like 2 years. You know what I mean? Like a position that takes some time to develop. He was trying to play quarterback until his junior year, right? Like, I don't know. If there's a guy that's going to break out late, there's a pretty good narrative there. And Ray Davis does go with the last pick. Awesome. You guys rock. We appreciate you. All right. No, I don't want to let you guys go yet. Let's talk for a minute. But I appreciate the other drafters that do not need to stay on our live stream unless you guys want to.
We still have another round.
Oh,
We're partway through.
Yeah.
oh,
And-
my screen's all scrolled up.
I'll buy
Yeah.
the dip.
I had Garendo, Sinot, and Vidal right there, and got Vidal 5th round. I'll take it.
Frank Gore is a great pick too. Taking Michael
Yes.
Pratt. Michael Pratt might be a day 2 quarterback. Man, he's good. He's got all the tools. Winner, all the intangible stuff the NFL likes.
He's going to need a couple years to prove it. He's going to need an Aiden O'Connell situation because like he's good enough to play, and he had his ball in the combine looked really, really nice. He's going to need a chance, and I don't think anybody's going to peg him as a starter right away.
Milton, Mark, that was the first pick that I had that I don't like, brother. I think Milton's dead, but we'll see. Eric All
He didn't take a receiver?
didn't take a receiver. He took Kendall Milton, who's kind of meh.
You could have had a whole block.
I know.
This ain't
We both
Tetris,
broke
man.
the symmetry there. Convert to league, guys. What do you think? Who's got $50?
Woo. Baby, I like my chances.
Maybe another one.
I have a couple of orphans that are $50 teams, but
Yeah,
I need to
some
find
too.
owners for.
All right, Big Smokey. What do you guys like here? What do you hate here? Who did we let slide too far? What stands out to you guys about this draft?
I just think there's value everywhere.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Like there's so much here that I like. Not pick specific, but like the depth of it. There's still guys at the end there. I'm like, yeah, absolutely.
Yep.
yeah. There's guys that are not going to go in these spots. I think in a month, right? But
Oh yeah, landing spot's gonna change everything after 7.
yeah, some of those round 2 running backs are going to go on day 3 and get buried for right or wrong. Some of these wide receivers are going to tumble, right?
Yeah, but
I boost it up.
I mean, looking over everybody. I really, really like who's this EK Ball. I really like that team. And Minshew. I'm not as big on Devontae Walker, but I love Worthy and Wilson. Jalen McMillan, I'm a huge fan of. I wrote him up last year because in 2022 he was basically he and Romo Dunze had almost identical years.
Yeah.
Then he gets hurt, and Jalen Polk gets steamed up, and then he had a fantastic combine. So I've been waiting for him. I think he's better than Polk, but that's just
He's better than Polk. I don't think that's even subjective. He broke out earlier. He's more athletic. I don't know. The only thing for McMillan is he might be a slot receiver in the NFL, and that might hurt his draft capital. But I think he could play flanker, you know. But yeah, usually didn't get pressed much in college. I did a ton of like McMillan and Udinese film last year.
yeah.
But yeah, I mean, I hope he's a round 3 pick in these drafts because I'll have like near total ownership of him. I'm
Yep.
just stoked about that. Yeah. How about you, Smoke? Any other like picks that like really fell that you think just aren't going to be there when it's all said and done?
Oh, I think Benson definitely jumps into the back end of the first.
Yeah. Yeah. Hyper athletic, man. I mean, really, some people don't like his vision, but I don't know, man. The traits are all there. I think the NFL likes him, right? Quite a bit. So, the production wasn't great this year, but Florida State kind of forces a committee a lot of the time. And I think he was banged up a little bit too. Yeah. So Benson or Lloyd? You would take Benson, Smoke?
Yeah, if it was me picking that whole second round of running backs there, I yeah, I would move right above Corum. I'm gonna time this. I'd move right up above Corum, and the rest would pretty much stay the same.
Yeah, nice. Yeah, I mean, I would have probably taken Wright instead of Baker if I thought about it, but he was just buried, and I get flustered when I don't have a list going into it. I'm like, what?
Yeah.
I do like Baker a lot too, but I could have probably I could have lived with missing him. And I think Wright's got better vision than Lloyd too. I mean, they're both super athletic, but it's a kid. He just rebranded as like Couch Scout or something. Matt, he's a Dynasty Nerds guy. He's really good at film, and he's really good at film breakdowns, and he has just been hooping all over Marshawn Lloyd. And he was one of the guys that was like the most out with good reason on Quentin Johnson last year. Just was like, watch him T-Rex arming all these balls and not fighting, at the catch point at all, just quitting on balls. And he was like, this isn't going to translate to the NFL level. And he's a little bit out on Lloyd. So I'm taking that to some degree to heart.
What's your guys' thoughts on the alleged laziness of Adonai?
Did you see the Jetpack Galeo stuff on him?
Oh, I didn't see that thread, but
So
I
he
absolutely
made a
trust
thread
him.
about him like 2 weeks ago, and Jetpack's smart as hell, right? He's a really good film guy. And he says there's a theory, and he was like, I think this makes sense, that it was kind of part of the culture there, and partly just like
I
him
did see
and
that.
Worthy
Yeah.
would both quit on routes when they knew they weren't getting the ball.
Yeah, was it
You
the
know,
the
and I'm
iPad
like,
generation they were calling it or something like that?
yeah, I don't know. I don't like it though. Really, I mean, I think NFL teams won't like it too. NFL teams want guys they're gonna play through the whistle
Pete.
every time. Yeah,
He'd be great on the Chargers because Harbaugh wouldn't take that.
yeah,
You run when you're on my field.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you're not wrong.
for sure.
I
But
would.
yeah, no, you
I
go
was just.
Biggs.
I was gonna say I would flip the Gore and Lobby picks. I think Gore has. I like that value at 5'6", and Lobby. I think his ceiling is like Danny Woodhead.
Yeah,
So you're gonna get some play, but I think Frank Gore has more of a path to RB1 snaps.
yeah. Gore's profile is great. He was frustrating to own in Campus to Canton though. I had some shares, and he like every season he would get like 40% of his production in 2 games and then vanish in multiple other games. But it's really tough to evaluate guys playing at like a much lower level of competition because
Right.
is he just not getting blocking? Is the line getting completely overwhelmed by a superior defensive line on the other side? But yeah, he would just vanish. But definitely has some traits, definitely has some ability, and the pedigree is tough to argue with, right? My only regret is that we didn't get to see Frank Gore and Jr. in the league at the same time.
Yeah.
We could have. It was close. No,
Close.
I mean pedigree and bloodline legacy has to go a long way for a few of these guys.
Yeah. So I think the guy that jumps out the most to me as being low, and I think he's going to be higher later, is probably Jacob Cowing, really. I think he's going to get into the third round. I mean, I'm with you. Thrash, I think, gets into the third round, but we've talked about him a little bit. He's a baller. Cowing is good, man.
Yeah.
In my model, he came out as like wide receiver 4 or something, even getting like a massive downgrade for being a 5th-year player, just because his production is consistently excellent. And then he did nothing to disprove this at the combine. His film's awesome. I thought he was the best wide receiver in Arizona for sure in 2022. And I think him and Tet are just different players. And Tet, I think, is going to be like a top 10 draft pick in the NFL, right? So I think Cowing's, like an immediate starter for an NFL team. I just don't know if he's like a wide receiver 1, right? So I'm going to chase the upside guys first. But I think Cowing will be a nice asset where you get him. Biggs, you got anyone else that you would move around or anyone else that you want to talk about? I think you're muted, Biggs. You muted yourself, brother. Oh,
Sorry, my dog was barking.
ah,
Yeah, I would take Luke McCaffrey, Malik Washington, Jamari Thrash, Johnny Wilson, Jacob Cowing, and Brendan Rice over Devontae Walker, Spencer Rattler, Will Shipley, um, Lobby. So those guys, I think, there's so many wide receivers in this class. I am surprised that the running backs didn't all kind of go more in the middle. There was really good running back value late, and these wide receivers are good. I would much rather have any of them than Spencer Rattler or Will Shipley.
yeah, that's a great point. But honestly, I bet that obviously we're going to have the free fallers, but I bet rookie drafts look more like this than not in terms of team need is going to push the running backs up higher than they should be, like it always does. And we're going to get some of these just awesome wide receiver values in the late second and in the third. And I'm here for it.
Yeah, this was the draft to sell everything and acquire as many picks as you possibly could.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, no one saw it coming really either. The word on the street was it was going to be a weak class really for a long time. But I don't know. I've been pretty high on it. We had some fallers. Obviously, like Braylon Allen was supposed to be like, the next coming of JT. That hasn't really panned out. But I think the quarterback talent getting pushed up with Daniels and McCarthy is really good if you need skill positions. I think that's going to help a lot. And you know who else didn't get? Oh, 5th round, Ben Sinnott. That might be the pick in this draft, man.
In a tight end premium, especially, I would have expected him to go third. And Dallin Holker doesn't have a great profile, but I like him. And I think he should be moving up too. I'm just looking at my home league real quick. I have 3 firsts, 4 seconds, a third, a fourth, and a fifth. So I'm going to be coming out of there with like 10, 11 picks and in 5 rounds. I'm going to have so many guys.
Hope you got a big taxi.
No taxi.
No team.
Oh, no taxi.
No taxi, single quarterback.
So are you going to have to trade out of some of those picks?
No, basically what I wind up doing at the draft every year is trading for other year picks, so I don't have to drop guys.
Right.
So like last year, I think I got a second for Cordarrelle Patterson, and so that's
what.
Yeah,
I'm going to say the douche thing, Biggs. How do I get into your league?
Yeah, and it's only 10 team. I'm pretty sure.
My God.
I can find him.
That is insane. Sorry, that's a second for this year's draft?
It was... Oh, I'm sorry. No. It was Cordarrelle Patterson, and that turned into... He used the pick for me, and I told him to draft Jaden Reed.
Oh, that's great, though. That's a huge W.
Yeah, I think I'd make that trade.
Yeah, Reed's good, man. I wish I took a lot of Reed, but I kind of split my second round picks last year between Mims. Mims had a good analytical profile.
Absolutely.
Downs had a good analytical profile, and Jaden Reed because JJ Zacharyson told me to draft Jaden Reed, and he is smarter than me.
I had Jaden Reed in almost every dynasty league that I was in.
Yeah. You get him in the third at the beginning of draft season.
Yeah.
Like even after the draft, people didn't catch on for a while. It was great.
I was in a rookie-only league with Pete Bartowski, and so they took all of the top 10 or top 12 out, and then we went from there, and it was rookies only, best ball, four rounds, and I had Puka and Jaden Reed, and wound up scoring more than double the second place points.
Yeah, that'll help.
And just absolutely ran the table. It was incredible.
And I am more sad about not having a ton of Tank Dell than anything else from last year. Yeah. He blew up my model. What's his name? Reception Perception didn't like him very much. He was like, I don't know. I think he's a gadget guy. I kind of took that to heart. and I didn't prioritize him, so I drafted like a ton of Sean Tucker in that range, and
Ooh.
and like I knew Dell was really good in college. I didn't think it was going to pan out. So that was sad. So all right, I think one last thing that we can do that'll be like good productive content before we go. So Biggs, what's your general strategy going into this draft? What are you looking to do? Team, like in a vacuum, team independent. How are you attacking this draft?
In a vacuum, I'm trying to just spread it around. I think I would take more wide receivers than I did in this one. I took a couple running backs, and I don't think that I would do that. But in the 5th round, like I just didn't like the wide receivers that were left. I would have taken Sanat. In my home league, maybe I would take a flyer on Dallin Holker at that point. But I also don't like Bo Nix. I don't like the quarterback position after Penix. I think there's five rosterable quarterbacks for me personally, and I just took Bo Nix because it's a super flex rookie draft. So
yeah, you'll get day 2 capital at least.
Yeah, I was thinking team anyway, but I like my quarterbacks younger.
Fair enough. All right, Smokey, how are you attacking this draft? What's your strategy this year? Give it to me in a nutshell.
I mean, I need to get in the top 5. If I'm not already there, I need to get in the top 5. I want at least one of those pieces. There's a couple where I've traded into the 101 and the 103, I think. So it's like, at that point, yeah, I'm keeping the 101. 103 might be negotiable, though, unless, it kind of goes like this draft did. Then, sorry, Caleb and Harrison are too tasty to pass up.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
but,
for sure. I love it. Honestly.
But this draft is exactly how I would be attacking mine, were it just one pick per everyone, no trades or whatever. The only thing I might switch would be the Wilson spot, and it would either be Thrash or McCaffrey, but it would be a wide receiver there.
Yeah, I love it. Yeah, I mean, honestly, the first round, I thought it was going to be more diverging from my own personal taste than this, but like, I love the Worthy, Thomas, like Franklin, AD. I mean, that's pretty much what I would do. AD, I'm a little bit skeptical of, but the tools are undeniable, right? Like his flashes on film match up with him dominating the combine, and really like silky smooth when he's doing what he's doing. It's just like, like, I don't know. I see a guy that didn't produce consistently in college, and I'm like, how are you going to now, like, all of a sudden be consistent in the NFL? It don't work like that usually,
No.
But yeah, I think I'm with you guys. I definitely am happy to spend some capital to get up to, 107, where I should have a shot at Odunze or maybe trade back from there if. I'm not hype on McCarthy unless I like really need a quarterback, and then it's kind of like my theory is kind of like we don't know shit about this. Like if Brock Purdy has proved one thing to us, it's that we are all in the NFL is garbage at evaluating quarterbacks, and it's worth taking shots. Right? That's a theory. Like
exactly.
Take shots on, but I like taking the cheap shots too. Like Penix in the 3rd round. Like that's dope. You could have an NFL starter.
That's value. That won't be happening come rookie draft time.
Yeah, unless he lands in a spot where, like, Hendon Hooker, right? Like, we're clearly not starting. I mean, Hooker was, right, an early 3rd round pick. He was about in that range for the most part, late 2nd.
But then we get that pre-draft noise where, Hendon Hooker, he'll probably have a chance to unseat Jared Goff. The Lions aren't going to stick with Goff. Yeah, the Lions are sticking with Goff. Hashtag Go Bears. But yeah, it's like you'll have all that noise that affects people's draft status, and there's no way Penix has fallen to the 3rd round in the Superflex. His arm is just too good.
Yeah, for sure. Love it, guys. All right, any other parting shots, like final thoughts on this that you guys want to share with all the people watching still?
Hey, I hope you all win.
Unless you're playing against me, then yes. Sorry, man. You're not. I just got Brock Bowers. What do you think's gonna happen
here? Yeah. You're on a high right now. You're flying still.
Do you not see the sun coming in and shining on me here? I've been adorned.
I'll take the Canadian Sun. I'll take L's all day for better draft picks. I love
The
drafting.
reality is that 39 of these 41 people are probably in my leagues and just want to like scout in our draft.
They're scouting. They're
Sure.
getting the juice.
No, look, I appreciate you guys. I appreciate the viewers. Awesome. You guys checking in. Make sure you give us a like, give us a subscribe. If you're not following Smokey, he's a delightful human being. Are you going to do the show this year? In season? Are you going to do it?
Yeah, well, yeah, by that time he'll be older. I'm hoping to get on a little bit of a schedule again, but yeah, you'll hear from me either way. I'll be doing something.
Yeah. Well, come do guest spots with us, man. We're trying to get more guests on this year. It's just more fun when you have a different voice, you know. Me and Kyle are fun, but we get bored of
I'm
each
different.
other. Right? Yeah, you're different. Yeah, no. Hey, look, man, I'm right there with you. So we're kind of the same speed. And Biggs, I appreciate you, man.
Yeah.
Plug again. All your stuff's on Undroppables. You're doing what's your show called again?
At Big Boned FFB, the Uncovered series, Raiders Unrivaled. That's on the Undroppables network. I have a Devy article that I write on Undroppables. The Dynasty Pulse on Fantasy Football Plus network. Fantasy Burn is my personal interview podcast with Chuck Bass and comedian Billy Wayne Davis and Howard Bender. And I like to get guys in. You guys are both welcome. We'll sit down and do power rankings and do bios and stuff. It's a good time. Casey Kasem is coming up next week.
Nice.
So yeah, love it.
Awesome, man. Awesome. I love you guys. You're the best. I appreciate you coming on. Everybody out there, stay in touch. Go dominate your rookie drafts. Appreciate you.
Cheers, everybody.